watch a full-length movie
on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman.
Let's watch a full-length movie
On YouTube with Mike Spiegelman.
Let's watch a full-length movie
On YouTube with Mike Spiegelman.
Hi, this is Carl. I'm Mike's friend. I wrote this song. My turn-ons are dancing in the dark, kissing on a lark, and peeing in the park. You should follow me on Twitter. It's Jokes to Carl. That's the duh of Francais, not the duh of dumbass. But never mind that. Don't follow me now. Follow me later. I mean, for right now, let's watch a full-length movie
On YouTube with Mike Spiegelman.
Hi, welcome to LWAFLMOYT. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman and Carl. Hi, Carl.
Hey, Mike, thanks. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube. I'm ready to go. Happy to be back.
Carl, what's the premise of our show?
Well, long ago, you read a lot about interesting films. You really were a buff for it, but you couldn't see them all. You could see maybe one or two, you know? You couldn't run down to the Ziegfeld Theater in Manhattan when you're 16 years old. But today's world has YouTube, and all of that, it's all at your fingertips now.
It is all at my fingertips. I no longer have to rely on Dennis Perry's cult movies book. I could actually watch it and then read his commentary and appreciate it more. So we watch movies that are on YouTube. Carl, what movie are we watching today?
Today we are watching a movie that I saw when I was a kid. It's called Stowaway to the Moon, 1975. So you put in the YouTube search and Stowaway to the Moon. And I don't think 1975 is in the title. The channel we like is Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson. Now an ad's going to play.
Two ads
will play. You get to skip. So when you, I'm stealing your thunder here, Mike. When you press play, let your ads play and skip them, and then hit pause and go back to 000.
We got a little extra homework for you. We want you to first go find Stowaway to the Moon, a 1975 movie, and it's hosted by Chris Jackson. Find it. We are going to hit play, let the two ads go. Once the movie is for real, hit pause and move it to 000. This gives me an opportunity to welcome you to our show. We, of course, stream first right now on mutinyradio.fm as we do every Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time since 2016. This show has been on every week. Oh, right. Yeah. Pat on our backs. You can subscribe to us on your podcast. And we also have a video podcast version where we actually sync the movie. Carl does all the work. Producer Carl does everything. Syncs the movie to our podcast. So basically, we want you to watch this movie with the sound off and listen to us at the same time. And listen to Mutiny Radio and subscribe to our podcast and subscribe to our YouTube podcast. Carl, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, well, you took the opportunity and you let everybody know.
Yes. Well, I wanted to let everybody know. And of course, you can donate to the station. Go to Venmo and donate at Mutiny Radio. I'm wearing one of their shirts right now for one of their many 7th annual, 7 years of their comedy festival that happens in March. Wow.
When are they gonna stop the festival? It's been going on.
Mutiny Radio never stops, buddy. That's a lot of information for you to digest. We are going to want you to hit play once you hear go from our countdown. It's not an ordinary countdown.
No.
It's a celebrity comedian countdown. Carl has also produced a segment where he has talked to a comedian. I have no idea who it is. It's Robin Williams. But I'm looking forward to hear the comedian. And when the comedian says go, press play, and we are ready to roll. Carl, take it away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Celebrity Comedian Countdown, this time with Jordan Malice. Welcome,
hey, Carl. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I first started bumping to you out there in comic comedian open mics, especially at the Rhino in Suffern, New York. Is this home base for you, New York, Hudson Valley?
Yeah, right now I'm living in Brewster. I
Oh,
started comedy in Vermont though.
you started in Vermont. Now, you're very new to comedy. How long ago are we talking here?
I just hit the year mark in late January.
Wow, you are a newbie. Okay, so you're past 1 year by a couple weeks or so. What was in Vermont? College or?
Yeah, I went to college there at University of Vermont,
Uh,
and then after that I was working there for about a year, and then I moved back home. This is where I'm from in the Hudson Valley.
yeah, and so you started doing comedy up there. How did you get into comedy? Was it friends that were tell me the story of like why it appealed to you and why you started.
I think that my story is pretty similar to a lot of other people, where like as a kid I was a funny fat kid, humor to make up for lack of confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
And from there, I was always just joking a lot. And yeah, the night I decided to start comedy, a friend of mine, Tom Hanlon, um, who doesn't do comedy anymore, but we play some music together here and there. He was going up at the open mic at the Vermont Comedy Club, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta go up there." And I was like, "I don't have anything planned." He was like, "Just
Yeah.
do it." So we did it, and I went up and I had a great time. And I was like, "Oh, I gotta keep doing this." I really love the feeling of making the room pop.
So you didn't go up there with any planned material. So when you were on stage, did stuff come to you that you've always like the first time I ever did it, I remembered like jokes. Oh, if I was a stand-up comedian, I'd say this. I'd say, one from 5 years back, one from 8 years back. How did you riff on the room? What did you talk about your first time?
I didn't watch any of the other comics perform that night. I went into the bathroom and I just tried to write out jokes,
Ah,
either
okay.
from memory or just something that I had been thinking about during the day. And luckily, they all turned out to be pretty good. I think that had they not, maybe we wouldn't be having this interview.
Yeah, I gotcha. I did a comedy class in the 1990s. I had a bringer show at Caroline's and I bombed. Then in 2015, I was in San Francisco with my friend Mike, who's a comedian. He put me up and it hit. I think you're right. If you had bombed the first time, we wouldn't be talking right now, would we?
No, I'd have to wait a few years to come back, let my ego regrow.
So it feels pretty good when everybody's laughing, right? And you're
Of
getting that
course.
nowadays. Yeah, yeah. Set up punch. Okay, no, your material is self-reflective and sometimes a little dark. You're talking about antidepressants and stuff. How real is this? How much of your set is, you write from what you know? How much is truly you out there?
Uh, Pretty much everything that I have, in terms of everything I've told, is true. Very much just writing what I know
Hmm.
and going out and performing that. The antidepressant bit, um, I think we both know pretty well by this point. Um, that's a true story. I came
Uh-huh.
into the doctor's office wearing a My Chemical Romance T-shirt, and the doctor prescribed me antidepressants, and I was wondering, did this help? You know,
Yeah. So writing new material is essentially for you waiting for more stuff to happen.
most definitely,
Mhm.
yeah. Almost exclusively at this point. If I'm having like a boring week in life, I know that my material is going to reflect that.
Mhm. So
Uh,
what is your method? Do you get an idea or just a premise, write it down and work on it? Or how do you go about crafting?
I do a lot of journaling. Um, So I write a lot. I found that a lot of the stuff when I would talk to my girlfriend about, what I journaled on over the week, she would find a lot of really funny stuff in there. And she's like, you got to take that on stage. Because prior to
Uh-huh.
that, it was, jokey jokes, little
So,
one liners.
yeah, so she was the one in some cases who like brought this to your attention. You didn't even think to make it a joke, but she thought it was something you had to run with.
Definitely. Definitely. I think she's given me a lot of confidence, maybe more than I deserve at this point.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think that's made the material a lot more real. So
So
I'm
Jordan,
very
where are you
excited.
going with this? I mean, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, are you still going to be? Is this a phase you're going through? Do you want to be a comedian like full time? Like, what's your vision of your future 5, 10 years?
I would love to still be performing. I would love to be touring. I think that's a big thing for me. Like I know I'll have made it as a comedian once I get to travel around the country, even if it's just down the East Coast. I'll be
Uh-huh.
you know see the great lights of Baltimore and go, wow, never been here before.
Gotcha. And
Um,
comedy would have brought you there.
that's hopefully where I see myself.
Now, Jordan is usually JOR, but not
Yeah,
for cool guys. Not for cool guys. Just like a George could be GEO or a Jeff could be GE. You are GEORDAN, Malice, right?
that's correct.
So, how can people find you out there on the internet, on social media, on a YouTube channel? Where can we get in touch with you and see what you're doing?
Freud Mayweather, Freud, like the psychologist.
Freud
Mayweather, like the fighter.
Mayweather.
My Instagram handle.
So, okay, so Floyd Mayweather is Instagram. So it's really Instagram is the way to catch you.
Yeah, Instagram. I'll have a YouTube account coming up soon. Me and my friend PJ are starting a podcast, and that will all be marketed through Instagram.
Okay, Jordan Malice. Now, everyone at home is poised to watch this film at the same time we do here in the studio. So everyone at home has got to press play at the exact same time as we do in the studio. And that's what you're here for. Why don't you go ahead, Jordan Malice, and give us that celebrity comedian countdown?
3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you, celebrity comedian, for the celebrity comedian. What? Oh shit! Shit, they're closing. I just got here.
They're closing early because there's a
8:35.
there's a launch to the moon.
I got here at 5:15. Are you telling me you close at 5? Traffic was brutal. Have you ever Florida Keys? All right, lock those doors. Walmart. Those are the NASA welcomers.
Greeters, the greeters.
Welcome to NASA. Get away from me, old man.
Now, this was JFK Space Center in Florida. I was there once, but it was in space shuttle days. So there was that giant building where they put the space shuttle.
You were there in the 80s, not 75.
I was there probably in the 2000s. I don't remember when. But
Now,
there
so
was
you had
children
seen this
involved.
movie. You saw this movie in 75 as a kid or whenever you saw it as
Right.
a child.
I saw it on TV.
And then when you were there physically in the 2000s, in the new century, you're like, this is just like that movie.
No, I didn't even remember. I really didn't remember. It was space shuttle days. Now, look, the curator kind of guy lets this little punk EJ go sit in the capsule as if he was going to the moon.
He said, come Stowaway. Come Stowaway.
Coming.
Lloyd Bridges.
Yeah.
Starring.
Daddy Bridges.
The boy must be Jeremy Slate.
Mm-hmm.
Or is he introducing at the end?
Now look at him slipping up.
Look at this.
Into the Kennedy Space Center launch area.
I know. What kind of NASA
Morgan Paul. Look, Morgan Paul.
Who's Morgan Paul?
Surf 2. He was one of the dads in Surf 2. He was the guy who... Yeah, he was the guy who was in Blade Runner getting shot.
Okay, so he is in the alleged bigoted mustache dad.
No, he's not the
No.
comedian. This
He's
is
just serious.
This is EJ's good friend, who's his partner in crime, but really just getting him to the point in which he could infiltrate the facility.
So his friend's gonna call his mom. Can I get a ride home? I'm at the Kennedy Space Center.
They took a boat because it's Florida, right? And they're in.
And kids in Florida know how to drive boats.
Well, yeah, he's got an outboard motor, and there's crocodiles. Seriously,
Carl, I always complain about how I feel like movies pander to the white boy in me, and this is a classic example. You know, it's just like, but this movie seems like a little earnest because space is cool, right? It's when they're like
yeah.
BMX bandit, like it's the boy who has a BMX bike, and I'm like, come on, I don't want to watch that crap.
Now he's breaking in for like to sneak onto. He's breaking in for like real heady reasons. You know what I mean? He's not some vandal. Whoa!
Does he have rocket. He is a vandal. He has a spray can in his back in his box. Like he's gonna get on the moon and tag it.
It's a stupid plot point. That's his lucky toolbox. That's why he brought it.
No, wait. Is there a plot? This movie's 2 minutes into the opening credits, and he's already climbing into the fucking.
Yeah, it's a TV movie, so let's get to it. Now, look, I want you to turn up the sound when I tell you, because this guy goes, "Hey, are you okay down there?" So he puts on a fake "I'm an adult" voice. It's kind of fun.
Oh, I love it. Stowaway.
Yeah, might as well just leave it up for a little bit because it's going to come quick.
Stowaway to the moon.
Stowaway, stowaway, stowaway. Oh, here we go.
Stowaway.
Now, look, don't get the impression like this is a good movie and it's charming. We just saw something funny, you know. This movie's very bad.
I didn't realize all my life I have not been using my adult voice, Carl.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Don't forget to donate to Mutiny Radio.
As an adult, donate to Mutiny Radio at Venmo at Mutiny Radio.
He goes, "Who's that over there? It kind of looks like Charlie."
Oh, it's Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
He's got his tool.
Take your kids. Take your daughter to work. Why is there a young boy wandering around the space station? Take your daughter to work day. He came along. Oh, yeah, talking about space stuff.
Yeah, we're talking shop.
Shop.
Yeah, look, you got to get an 8mm sprocket for the...
As I was saying in the elevator before we got out, you got to get an 8-inch sprocket.
You check the O-rings, right? We wouldn't want them to crack.
Yeah, I checked the O-rings. It's in my report. This is the most boring game of Super Mario I played.
Now, as a kid, okay, so I was 9 in 75. So I just thought it was cool that a kid stowed away on a space rocket, you know, because it was fueling a fantasy of mine. Or if I didn't have that fantasy, I'd be like, yeah, that would be neat, you know?
It's funny you said 75 because the big space movie was 77, Star Wars.
Yes, but that was totally fake. And this could really happen.
No,
it couldn't, says the internet, for like a million reasons.
But this is based on a book.
Yes, this was
Star Wars was not based on a book.
No, Star Wars was based on what's really happening out there in the galaxy. It's just so far, far away. And it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. You say, well, how do you know this future space stuff? Oh, it was a long, long time ago.
Yeah, somebody wrote it down.
Yeah, it went passed on for generations.
There's a novel. It's the same name, Stowaway to the Moon. It was by a guy named William Roy Shelton. And so John Booth was hired. It's TV to make
assassinate Lincoln.
Very far afield from the book.
I don't think it. Oh, he's ready to do it.
Uh-oh, here comes the camera. I didn't plan on this.
Retreat.
Yeah, right. I'll go next lunch.
You know,
wait, there's an emergency something locker. Bing. As I was saying before, when we were on the elevator.
I checked the O-rings.
It's in my report. Give me. This is a English sprocket. We need a metric sprocket.
Hold that thought. We're walking into another room.
Oh, look, see the emergency closet?
The
So he
emergency.
closes-
Oh, he's gonna lie. Oh, shit.
Now, right. That's what it should be. It should be, oh shit. And now I'm not going to be able to successfully execute my mission I've got to, and then some neat, nifty way that shows he's a great kid. But no, that's not what they do. They just go, he walked out. This movie doesn't do anything it's supposed to do, by the way. We'll see it as it goes along.
It looks really pretty. That rocket ship and the time, what's it called?
There's so much stock footage in this, Mike. So much stock footage.
This is stock footage, huh?
That is right there, but not what we saw. Not this.
No. Well, it's science fiction. You can kind of make it broad and people will follow.
Don't you wish it was both the dads from?
Oh, is that the dad right there in there?
No.
Oh, it would be great if those guys showed up from Surf 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to show you the dad, but they're not cutting to him.
He's not this guy. He's not in the bubble.
It's not this guy.
Not Fred Armisen.
That was him. Although some guy was making his face. That's stock footage. That's stock footage. That's stock footage. That is not stock footage.
Because it doesn't say iStock watermarked on it.
Okay, now you see this scene we're in right here, this little room. That's going to be like the half of the movie. It's going to suck.
It is a stow. So it's this room, and then how does he stow away? He goes into like the wheel of the plane. And
he hides in the garbage. Now,
the space
we never
garbage?
see him do it. We never see him do it. Now, that's another thing that the film fucks up. Of course, if you're going to stow away to the moon, we need to see him get,
it's the
accomplish his
simplest thing
goal.
you
I
do.
did it. We're taking off.
We never see him actually stow away.
That's right.
Do we see the moon?
Yeah, we see stock footage of the moon a lot.
They didn't shoot on location?
They... No.
Dude, this is stock footage too.
That's Dad.
Dad's going to work.
But wait, there's a note. There's a note.
Hi, Dad. I'm running away, enjoying the moon circus.
You don't love me. He goes, holy shit. Now, you know what's a cute story? In real life, they're married.
Oh, this couple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I like how
the husband's a real actor. He's a character actor on a million things, and I'll talk about him a little later. The wife's really only been in this and one other thing, but they never divorced. They had children. They lived their whole lives together until they passed. And it's just a nice story. He's still alive, I think.
So she's just like, I'm doing a TV movie, honey. Why don't you come join me?
I guess something like that. I couldn't find it on the internet.
Weird.
See, I looked up her first and I was like, oh, this is the only thing she ever did. Oh, wait a minute. She did this one other thing in 1969 and that's it. I was going to tell you, like, there's Lloyd Bridges, by the way, and we're starting.
Which looks like Airplane, right? He was also in a control. Yeah.
Now, he really reinvented himself. He was a serious actor, but when Airplane and Naked Gun 2, and there was another one.
Hot Shots.
Yeah. He turned himself into this comedic actor.
Did the Leslie Nielsen route. Because Leslie Nielsen was a serious actor.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, Airplane worked in 1980 because they were playing it straight. Yeah, they always say, like, when you see a movie with Leslie Nielsen and he's playing it funny, like, it's not that great. Because he's in on it. It was funny in Naked Gun when he plays it straight.
I guess I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. Whoa! Okay. So he goes into the garbage and what the F? A stowaway?
That's ridiculous. We brought garbage from the Earth to the moon? No, it's a stowaway. Oh,
No, well, the thing is, they were like, "You're 85 pounds overweight." No, we're not. And they were going back and forth. We need to do a scrub. We're 85 pounds overweight. Well, because it's raining outside. It's the water. No, we
right.
account for that.
It's about the average size of an 8-year-old boy. Roger.
11. You got it, though. Now, look, you see the guy past him?
Yeah.
That's a character actor. You'll know his face, and you've seen him a million times before. He was like the boss on Cheers, and he was in like Rhoda or some crap. I got it all written down here, but you're going to see.
He kind of has a Richard Mole look, a little bit broader, but
He never got
copy
married. He
never got
died of
married.
Alzheimer's at 79 years old in a nursing home. He didn't have any kids. Stock footage.
Well, it's better than the exterior shots in Florida. Like, all right, we want you to shoot off the side of the road. Got that?
With the wind.
Make sure you get those awful clouds in the background. Gotcha. The wind blowing. Yeah. Nature takes over these movie shoots. Camelot.
Right.
College?
Now, Camelot obviously came from JFK. So that's what
And
that
King
was.
Arthur. Guinevere. Lancelot.
Now, look, you know his face.
Hunter.
I
With
didn't have it in
sideburns.
my research.
Is it Fred Barnes?
I don't know. I just know his face. Now, they're like, my son is stowed away upon the ship. You know, come on, sir. Has
He
it ever
left the
occurred to you it could be a practical joke?
Wait a minute. So, didn't the spaceship blast off already?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, no. They haven't left yet.
Yeah, and they didn't find him. They were about to open the door and find him as a stowaway, and then they said, we figured out the 85 pounds thing, and they didn't. They were wrong. It's the kid. It wasn't Rain, but it might have been. Well, we're going to go for launch anyway. Now, I did see this film. This is my 4th time watching it with you, but that doesn't mean this film is pretty bad, Mike. It's pretty bad.
There's no closed captioning either, so you have to kind of focus on it. And there's not much to focus, I guess. Woody Harrelson.
Well, I can tell you all they're doing right now is saying, okay, we are a go for launch, and all the excitement of getting ready for stock footage,
TV
real
movie.
footage.
God. Can you imagine acting in that thing? Terrifying. Oh, I can't wait. I was so say they have to wear spacesuits in outer space because you would die if you didn't wear a spacesuit and were hanging in the garbage.
Yes, that's Mike. You're right. That the internet made a big deal out of that. The cabin it gets depressurized because of the going through. I don't understand why. I don't know why inside would matter, but it does. And they wear their suit and they don't do the pressure when they're taking off. That kid would be dead.
Yeah, my inner white boy would be dead on a trip
Absolutely.
like this. Yeah.
Look at the
Whoa.
shaking camera.
How did they do that? They spent
It's
$2
so
million
bad.
on that.
Another thing is the G-force that kid would have to endure. You see, if you're seated in a chair and that chair is ready for the form of your body, that's one thing. But if you're just sort of like sitting against like the wall or something, that force would push you down. You just mush into not like uncontrollable, but pretty much you can't fight it. Wherever you were when you started getting the G's, you're staying there.
Now, when you say getting the G's, you must go through space camp to practice getting the G's first before you get blasted off in outer space. Is that correct? Am I wrong?
Only kids who went to space camp will end up in the end becoming astronauts because they learned about G-force.
They learned it from space camp. This would make a good double feature with the movie Space Camp, which I never saw.
Bingo.
Kids, don't stow away to the moon. If you want to go, join Space Camp.
Another reason this movie is bad is they never give him shit. They never say, son, do you realize what you have done? They never wrong him. You can't just fucking... You're not invited. You're not invited, kid.
Now, I wonder if this novel was written in 1936.
This novel was written in 1974.
Wow. And this movie is 75. So they have no excuse not to know science.
No, you're right. It was not written in a time before they knew.
1860s, right? Like
Now look,
Jules Verne.
here's one of the
Stock.
reasons. Here's one of the reasons the movie's bad. They will pretend they're in zero gravities, which zero gravity, which means just sort of right. You'll see
Float
it.
it
It's
around.
awful. Oh, it's awful.
Well, I
Now-
like this guy's acting. First off,
Yes.
as a comedian, you should always stick your hands in your pockets when you're talking and look distantly in the crowd. But their special effects consists shaking the camera and then cutting to this guy outside adjusting his glasses. Like that was it. That was the effect.
Look at
Nice
the
shot.
big, almost as big as the shuttle building behind him.
Yeah, look at this. The shot is like the guy's perfectly in the middle, and one side is a parking lot, and the other side is this big building.
Okay, this guy's name is Edward Faulkner. What's interesting is he's born in a leap year, February 29. He was born on February 29.
Huh. So he
1982.
is, and he died when he was what, 20 years old?
No, he's still not dead. He's still not dead.
Wow.
Oh, you mean because of the
leap year?
leap
He's
year,
80 years old
exactly.
in human years.
He was an American film and television actor, Lexington, Kentucky, mostly known for his roles in John Wayne films, including Hellfighters, Green Berets, Rio Lobo, Undefeated. The Undefeated is the movie that his wife was in, so they probably met there. That's probably what happened. He also played small roles in TV and film, Dragnet, Tim Conway Show, and he was in the Air Force for 2 years as a fighter pilot, believe it or not.
They're doing their zero gravity stick.
Yeah, they're going to do that throughout, and it's really silly. There is our dad.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now that's Morgan Paul, and like we said, he was in that Blade Runner film.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what a turtle is? Same thing. Tell me about your mother.
He was also in another important movie, and I use capital letters for that.
Surf 2.
Surf 2, right? Yeah.
What? He was in Norma Ray. He was in the Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again.
There's Norma Ray's the movie I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, look at the weather outside Florida. Right. By the way, everyone in Florida watches the launch from their TV set in their living room. Honey, you know they're launching that rocket ship down the street? Oh, turn on the TV. Yeah. Get the family. Look at the wind. I hate Florida weather movies. God, it's so distracting.
Yes. I so waited to show you that, and I didn't have to. You saw it on your own.
I already said it. You wrote down notes. Mike will freak out at the wind.
I was like, Mike, look in the window. But you caught it right away. Fuck you, wind.
Every movie shot in Florida looks terrible sometimes. I mean, recently they pulled it off.
Director and cinematographer for not. Look how he puts on his hat in slow motion.
Oh my God! Too soon, man. Land on the moon first. I gotta take a selfie. No emails, no text message. Son wrote a letter, put it on the dashboard of his father's car.
Yeah.
Going to the moon.
Wait, he's getting up in zero gravity.
Easy. Do we even know the boy's name?
His name is EJ.
So he was the final credit in the opening. Because usually when they have kid actors being the lead, wait a minute.
Yep, hold on. What's that?
I'm looking at the garbage. Yeah, there's a Snapple bottle. There's a Snapple bottle in the garbage. That goes in recycling. And this pizza box goes in compost. And we have a stowaway boy.
He goes, I found the 85 pounds.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. This guy's name
back
is
after these
McMullen.
messages.
He's playing astronaut Ben Pelham. And he was in Austin Powers. He was in The Incredible Shrinking Woman, which I sent you a link. That might be a good one, Mike. He was in Batman and Robin as party guest.
Wait a minute. Who is he in Austin Powers? Because I've only seen that movie 100 million times.
In Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, 1997. He was American UN representative, which probably means he was sitting in the one seat.
I think he did some really good nod work sitting there. $1 million. Doo-doo.
Now is the time in which they're supposed to be saying to the kid, hey, man, what the fuck? Dude. But they never do. They never do.
They let him slide. Let him slide.
Lloyd Bridges.
There's Lloyd.
Oh, remember this scene in Airplane? He goes, oh my God, they've got no chance. There's no way. Remember when he left the microphone on? So funny. Forget it. Forget it. They're dead. They're dead.
There's a son here. Which one? Jeff? Bo? No, not your kid.
Now, you see the astronaut's getting mad, but he's getting mad at the fact that they're going to have to scrub, essentially. Why don't you turn on the sound for a little while and see how unrealistic they're acting.
Too late.
Oh, how I hate to hit Charlie with this.
Look, Rick.
Carly's
There's
Lloyd
18
Bridges
witnesses
down on the
successful landing on the moon. Not one of them says anything about a stowaway.
Well, some things just can't be anticipated, even in the rule book. We got to abort. What if we have an emergency? 3 of us could live off our suits, but not 4?
I'll not be in the way. I can help you. I know I can. I've studied up, and I can.
Dave, set me up in the private line.
I can't stand this. Really? That's their argument?
Yeah. I can help. I know I can.
I know I can.
Listen,
I take
for the private line. See how this?
Yeah, Dutch Mathers, your friendly astronaut position. Well, here, Rick. What's going on?
Charlie, I'm on private because I don't want to blast this into the press center for the whole world to hear.
Yeah.
Charlie, we've got a stowaway.
What?
What? What'd you say?
Well, yeah.
What'd you say?
Great acting. This is so TV. Even this director, because he doesn't suck. Check it out, man. All the internet had to say about this director is this guy always came in on time. He was under budget. This guy, you could count on him.
Okay, we need a what shot and what did he say? Shot and go. What? What did he say?
That's right.
That sounds good. Say what did he say one more time?
Print.
What did he
print.
say? What did he say?
Print.
Great print. Okay. Now listen, I got to shoot a Christmas movie for Lifetime. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's go and roll.
It's over. I went in there and I said, Christmas, 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 Christmas.
Christmas. It's Christmas and Christmas. That's my Christmas movie, Carl. Christmas and Christmas.
Christmas time for the Christmases.
Christmas during Christmas, right? Christmas with the Christmas.
Mike, let me be the first in 2023 to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh, Carl, thank you. I want to wish you a happy holiday. I mean, Merry Christmas. Oh, shit. Thank God I made that faux pas now, early in the year.
Okay, now this director was a British-born American film TV director known for westerns and adventure films, often starring John Wayne or James Stewart. Inexhaustible director of series, televisions, and undemanding movies. He was reliable rather than stylish. He was renowned for bringing work in on time and on budget. He was assistant.
Yeah, I mean, good for him.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. He punched a clock. Charlie, we need a film. No, his name is Andrew McLaglen. Andrew McLaglen.
He has a V initial in there. Andrew V. McNallen.
Right.
Yeah.
Morning, Andy. Getting his cup of coffee. Actors on set.
Now, is this a flashback?
Yeah. He's explaining why he's up there. So basically, he's saying, I was a great, industrious, studious kid with my friend. And everything space, loved everything space. But our big problem was money. We couldn't make the capsule model. We needed money. So he talks about their struggles to get money and his friend in the Everglades who helped because they would catch crabs and sell them. This movie sucks, Michael.
I'm looking at the tablecloth behind the boy. Look at that. The
Yeah,
fucking wind blowing it around. I'm totally.
That's right.
Well, look, the tree leaves are blowing behind the dad.
Yeah. And then there's some palm trees behind them. Wait, there's a better. There it is.
Yeah.
Not too much jiggle there.
Did your dad dress like that in 1975?
Yeah,
Like he had
actually,
like a
that kind of short. Yes, that kind of short sleeve and wider
28
ties,
waist.
really wide ties. Turn
Wide
it on
tie.
because
And
his
then-
real life wife
okay.
is talking to him.
Okay, hang on a sec. Sorry.
Mr. Hudson, the science teacher, tells me that he is just stubborn enough to do something very special with his life.
He's stubborn, all right.
They didn't ask us for a single dime for this project. They did it all by themselves.
I realize that, Mary. My complaint is that his grades are going down.
What a
What if
good
he doesn't
dad.
win at the fair? Then what are his
Watch,
chances for
watch.
a scholarship?
He's gonna like.
You know I can't afford
You
to
can
send
watch
him to
his love.
college.
You're gonna see it right now.
Then what would that stubborn, kooky, brilliantly gifted little boy do with his life?
Yeah.
Okay, that's as good as it gets in this film. That is this most emotion we will see in this film.
That's his big dad moment.
Yeah.
That no good, lazy, roustabout
We won't get that
genius
again.
of a son.
This boy's going to save one of the astronauts' lives. He's going to find the other astronauts when they get lost. There will
He
be no.
is taking his grades are going down as he builds a homemade rocket in our backyard, Carl.
God damn it. Everglades.
And then it dawns on them, he's building a rocket ship in our backyard. Our son is a genius. Oh,
Yep.
here.
Okay, so this is their friend. Like you can see his trailer home kind of. He lives in the Everglades. Now the thing is, this is 1975, where the world was like how do I explain this? Like today, some jerk might be like talking about a pedophile thing right now. You don't go see some creepy man in the woods, you know what I mean?
Right.
But in the 70s, like, I don't know, the world sort of like that isn't the world. There's a few of those creeps, but not everybody is one. Today, this strikes me as weird. Like, you don't go hang out with some dude in his trailer.
Have some. Listen, the guy's not even offering full-on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He's just like, here's half of one.
Well, yeah,
The peanut
it's
butter
not-
half.
Yeah, it's just the peanut butter half, and it isn't even the second slice of bread.
I'll eat the jelly half. Don't worry about it.
Now, EJ's mom made that bread, and he was bringing it to Mr. Whatever.
Oh, I was wondering what they were eating. Like, I do like the shots of the Everglades, and I do think it's a really nice touch. It grounds this movie that these kids are growing up in this area, and what do? They know how to ride a boat, and they go see their neighbors, and they hang out with the old guy.
Yeah.
Like, so this is kind of touching in a way. And I agree, like, it would definitely be presented differently, but it's not too outrageous to have like
Not at all. Not at all. Now he's talking about Land's End, which you might know historically was like where in England, I forget exactly where it was, but it was the North Sea, I guess. And widows and, you know, like people would go out and go for 6 months. They'd be at sea. And this is where the family would go. They called it Land's End because the ocean begins. So he's saying that for the rocket in a sort of romantic way, like this is Land's End, like Earth's End in a way.
There's a Land's End in San Francisco. That's right by the ocean and the Golden Gate Park.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably the exact same concept.
Right, because there's land and then it ends at the ocean.
Yep.
All right, we'll let you be an astronaut.
Right, but you got to walk around here in slow motion.
Okay, now we get some mansplaining.
Now, why couldn't they, Mike? Now, why couldn't they say that it was Apollo? Why'd they have to say Camelot?
Say Camelot Odyssey. Well, you know, the title of the book had a colon, and it was like,
oh, I gotta
Stowaway
tell
on the
you,
moon.
this guy right here. Wait, I'm sorry, Mike. This guy was the third man on the moon. This guy was the third man to land on the moon and walk on the moon. Yeah,
Is
for
he playing
real.
himself? Is Pete playing himself?
Yes, but his real name is Charles Conrad, so I don't know why it says Pete, but his real
Because
name
it's
is
his
Charles.
nickname. People call him Pete. He goes by Pete.
Instead of Charles, why wouldn't he go by Chuck or Charlie? But
Maybe
he
his
doesn't.
middle. That's a good question. People, it's probably his middle name, Peter. He prefers Pete. Maybe
Now,
it's
he
just a
was an
nickname he has.
actor. He even auditioned for Apollo 13, but he didn't get the part.
That's lame.
Yeah, it's super lame.
Don't-
Born 1930 in Pennsylvania, third man to walk on the moon, Apollo 12, commander of Apollo 12, mission to the moon, 1969. One chapter in the book, The Right Stuff, was dedicated to him, but there was no mention of him in the movie at all. Much to the director Ron Howard's surprise, Conrad auditioned for the part. Apollo 13 genuinely wanted to be in the film. Howard couldn't find a part in the film, but was overjoyed to meet him anyway. Screw you, Ron Howard. Conrad died in 99 due to injuries sustained in a motorcycle accident. That sucks. Now, look, he was a real actor. Beverly Hills 90210, Gary Shandling Show, something called For All Mankind. I'm sure that's a movie thing.
No, that's a they land on the moon type of TV show.
Yes.
For All Mankind. But then it has some, I don't know. I think it's a fake TV show, storyline. He was in Gary Shandling's show. That's cool.
Yeah.
Did he play himself?
I don't know the answer, but the thing is, the internet sells him as an actor as well as a astronaut. And
Carl and I are from Montclair, New Jersey. We mention this every breath we have. And also we mentioned that Montclair, New Jersey is the hometown of the second man on the moon, Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's really true, but that's the buzz.
He created Buzz Cola from Surf too. This all circles around.
Look at his face. You see him? You see him in MASH. He was in Cheers. Take that. See that guy?
Yeah,
you see him
Baldy.
in Rhoda. So what's going on here is Lloyd Bridges is like, this must be kept a secret. And then he goes, sorry, Bwoff. It turns on the TV. It's no secret. Our son's up there.
Do you think, isn't it weird that the guy from Buzz Cola is an astronaut in this movie?
Yeah, because he's not Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
Because of Buzz Aldrin? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Yes, hi. Florida
That's a
News.
real life wife.
Hi, I want to hold a news conference. I'll take the first question there in the back. Yeah, how do you feel like being the worst parents in the world? Okay, this press conference is over. What a terrible idea.
Look at him fake floating.
Oh, there he is.
Well, look, Mike, as a director, wouldn't you put them hanging on rings, by their knees, and then you turn the camera upside down? And then,
as a director, I would make sure the cast and crew are done by 5 so they could get home with the family. We all punch out. Keep it on time.
Look, when we did Fish Burgers and I did our trip to the moon, the way those wires were all hanging around and floating in the air is I was upside down. The whole time I was upside down. It's so easy to do.
Well, I don't think they have time in this movie.
When you're upside down, you can swing, you see? And so when it looks right side up, it's like you're floating around.
As director of Stowaway to the Moon, Carl, I like your notes, but right now I gotta go. I gotta shoot a true life murder docudrama. All right, I'm back. I'll be right back. It's for Lifetime. I'm back. Oh man, 20 minutes into this movie. He has a watch. Carl, what astronaut has a fucking watch?
There's I don't know. That might be a real thing. Astronauts have watches, but there's lots of
why? For who? For what time it is? What time is it? Is it 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern?
It's ridiculous. This in the thing, he goes, you've got that press conference coming up. He goes, press conference? He goes, yeah, check your schedule. Oh, yeah, in 20 minutes. It's just not realistic.
20 minutes.
All right, turn it up. Let's hear some bullshit for a while.
Okay.
Try for us to sit up here hollering, go, go, go. Just imagine what Charlie's going through down there on the ground.
They scrubbed the land on the moon because of him.
About 115,000 miles.
Beautiful.
Why the private link, Capcom?
I figured you might want to keep your reactions private to what you're about to hear.
What are we about to hear?
Roger, Houston.
From the UPI, lead paragraph.
UPI.
Full congressional investigation into the presence
What
of
is
the
it?
Stowaway.
It's a press service.
Yeah, but what was it stand for? Unified
Was
Press.
that
What does it stand for? I forget.
Unified Press International?
International. Okay.
But I think they got absorbed into another group.
Right. It was like The Wire, right?
Yeah, you know, like Reuters.
Right.
Right.
Scheduled for the Altai Highlands. We have a chance to
Okay, now
find the oldest.
this guy's saying there's no need to scrub the descent and to the moon. They could still walk on the moon. Now we came here to get the oldest rocks of the universe. They're the oldest. They're older than Earth. It's called the Genesis rock, and it's older than Earth. So that's
you're talking about the Genesis rock on the moon.
Yes, right. The Infinity Stone. It's called the Genesis rock. When you put
This is
it
the
on,
old bait and switch.
the cheese.
I thought I was seeing a movie about a stowaway to the moon, but it's actually about the Genesis rock on the moon.
Okay, let me just tell you about this guy, I guess.
Look, he's looking at their watches again. What does he have a watch at?
Well, turn it up because he's like, oh, yeah, press conference.
In the air and show them Earth from the portable camera.
Oh, yeah, food's coming.
Give him a little usual vaudeville.
Okay, I'll tell Charlie.
No, don't tell Charlie. Let him sleep.
See how casual everything is?
Okay.
Oh, that astronaut food. Every white boy loves astronaut food.
What they're going to do is they're going to get EJ on the camera to say hello to everyone. And he's going to say, I don't think we should scrub the descent. We should still land on the moon. So that'll go like over Lloyd Bridges' head, who's made the call. He's made the decision, goddammit. So they're going to trick Lloyd Bridges by putting the kid in front of all the world to say, we should land on the moon. And then Lloyd Bridges is going to be like, hey, man, screw you, dude. We ain't landing on the moon. I said no. And they go, oh, it's the president for you, Lloyd Bridges. What? He goes, hello?
Hello, Mr. President. Oh, I just saw a little boy on TV. You keep that boy on the spaceship. Don't scrub. Yes, Mr. President.
Do not scrub the descent.
America's going to see two versions. The little boy, we're going to the moon. And then when they come back to Earth, where's the little boy? Does he make it back alive, Carl?
Yeah, it's TV. By the way, we have the worst ending in the world. All the things we should see in the ending, we don't see. They just cut away to like 2 weeks later. And he's looking up at the moon going, well, that was a really interesting adventure. I'll never forget. It sucks. This movie sucks. They don't
he goes, so good to be home. Yes, son. Great to have you here. It's great to be here with mom, dad, and my favorite tool. Wait, where's my favorite toolbox? I left it on the moon. Damn you, moon. I'm coming back.
I'm going to stow away and get it back. Okay, so now we have this inappropriate, I don't mean sexually. I mean inappropriate, like it doesn't make sense. He's saying, do you know what Shirley Temple's mother used to say before she would go on screen? And then we don't hear the answer. And then when it's like sparkle or shine, turn it up. Let's hear it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we could show you some tricks with weightlessness, but since our time is limited,
they're still in the same positions they were in.
We show you what you really want to see. We'd like to introduce you to our extra passenger.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, Eli Jordan McAnutt Jr.
McAnutt.
Better known to all of us up here as
EJ.
Sparkle shine, girl.
Yeah. See how weird? That doesn't fit the situation. He's not Shirley Temple. You know what I mean?
Stock footage.
Yeah, you'll see that right now. The people watching the broadcast are all stock footage. They were watching the real moon landing. But why? Why do you need that?
First of all, I'd like to
Oh, then of course the stock footage of everyone watching TV at the appliance. Get away from my appliance store. Make a path to the door.
You want a
blocking the door.
TV? You buy a TV.
Buy a TV.
You want to watch a
Hey.
TV? You buy it.
This ain't a video library.
Now look, he's going to talk to his friend now.
Oh, his parents are at his parents' house.
You're right.
Listen, son, why don't you go outside? We're going to be playing a little swinger games, and we need you to get some Florida 70s air.
They're not like that. They're not like that.
Oh, no, it's just the
His
70s
parents
in
are
Florida.
not
You're
like
absolutely right. That didn't happen at all.
No,
It's
these
just
it
the
is the 70s. Those are leftovers 50s people. Not everyone was hippies.
Woolworths. I'm hypnotized by this footage. The
Ugly.
Beatles are coming to Shea Stadium.
Beatles.
JFK's been shot.
Yeah, that was Lee Harvey Oswald we just saw.
Oh, and if my parents are watching, suck it.
Fuck you.
I'm not doing the laundry.
I left home. Talk about running away. But seriously, Mike, he is further away than any runaway ever, right? Fuck you.
Fuck you. Hey, Guinness, give me a call. Yeah, he ran away to the moon.
I ran away
That's
so
fucked
far
up.
there isn't even air. It's freezing cold.
I'm holding a second press conference. First question in the back. Yeah, you know, your son is he's the first runaway to run that far away. All right, this press
All
conference
right,
is
this
over.
conference is over. This was a mistake. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Okay, hang on.
It's just
CBS won't sue us.
Everybody will see how safe it is. How really safe it is.
He's talking about it's as
And then
safe
they
to go to the
talk
moon as it
about
is to get on a plane or a
taking
boat.
money away from the space program, and people get to realize how easy it's going to be to go to all kinds of places like Europe and China, Africa, and then to Mars.
What is
I
he
just
talking about?
We all feel up here
Mars.
that.
Now
that
here
we
he goes.
should
He's going to
not
say it.
consider the lunar landing. That's not just my opinion. Everybody on board concurs. I know Mr. Englehart has a very difficult decision.
Stock footage.
Let's ask him. Base that decision on my being here.
Now look how there's no snowy vertical hold, horizontal hold. It's just
I'll accept it. Well, I accepted it even before I left the Earth. I mean, it was just more dangerous
it's
getting
like
here
flat screen TV
than it
right
is to
now.
ride along in this spaceship and do nothing but.
Carl, that's not a flat screen TV. I don't know what the fuck that we just saw.
Dr. Krause said.
Stock footage.
Only chance to find the
Oh
first
yeah, that's
rock
right. I did say that. I did say that. We could absolutely descend.
As long as we have the chance.
Where's the rabbit ears?
But I see my time's up. Thank you very much.
I see that my time is up.
Did you see it? There was snow and.
Yeah, right. Well, that's how the TV connections are. And every boy in 1975 know to say, "Well, I think my time is up."
Now look.
I'm getting the light.
Now Lloyd Bridges is mad. Turn it up. He's like, "Fuck you, fuck you." I said no.
Let's put one on our record right now. Neither I nor anyone else here is going to be conned, or blackmailed, or pressured into changing a mission decision made in this room.
By me.
Oh no, red phone.
President.
Exactly.
Yes, Batman.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon. It's the guy
It's
to
the
embarrass
Batman.
you even further, sir. Now, what we don't see in this movie is Lloyd Bridges properly being humiliated and embarrassed in front of the world. We won't see that. This movie doesn't do anything it's supposed to do.
Yes, Mr. Resident. Because you didn't win the election properly, Mr. Resident.
Mr. Resident. No, it's President. No, you didn't.
You know, there's been a slight semantical change of attitude towards your passenger.
Right. This is how we find out that Lloyd is embarrassed and
Oh, he's coming back. He got a dressing down and he's dressing back up. It's all semantical, Carl. Isn't it semantical? Don't you think? It's like rain. Isn't it semantic?
I'm trying to think of some semantic Never mind.
Semantical.
Semantics. Anti-semantical.
There's a really funny movie called The Homeboy. My friend Dave Gebro directed it. And there was one point this guy goes, I was being ironical.
Oh, I've heard that. No, but I've heard that said seriously.
Oh, really? Well, no, it was in this movie as a comedy. I always remember that. I've heard that line again, and I always
maybe I heard it from you. Maybe I heard it from you.
Yeah, isn't that ironical? I was being ironical,
What
Carl.
you think?
Love that line. The Homeboy.
Okay, now turn it on because we should have a proper fight right now, and we don't. Look at that fake. Look at that. He was on a string. Did you see it?
I didn't see the string. I was watching the guys try to high five. We're in space, no sound effect needed.
So now, yeah, he sees all the landmarks of the moon map, and they're impressed with him.
I see Martian. I see.
That reminds me of Romper Room.
What was that in Romper Room?
In Romper Room, she would take the magnifying glass and look out into the TV audience. She go, I see Stevie and Michael and Johnny. You never saw
on the moon.
Waiting for her to say your name. She'd never say my name.
I read a lot of Marvel comics. We all know that the moon is where the Watcher hangs out and the Inhumans have a city.
Whoa! I'm starting. They could have so easily done this.
We're going to tap that backside of the moon.
He doesn't get a seat the whole time. He must be so tired from standing.
I know. Now this kid must have a blast. He's on so you're looking for strings, right?
Okay. I've seen this film a bunch of times and I was looking for strings. Now look, on his right arm, you can see it tug up.
Yeah, that's what I noticed before.
You can't see the string. You can see the tug up marks.
We have 26 minutes before this movie ends.
Oh, I wish. This movie was not good in the end.
Yes. This is the president. Well, who is it? 75? It was Agnew, right? I don't have an Agnew impression.
No, he was never president. It was Richard Nixon.
But Nixon had to resign, and
and that was Gerald Ford. Ford.
Right, so Ford was president. That's right. God, I don't know my American history.
Disgraced from some sort of scandal, and he had to resign office.
He had to resign again. Yeah, that's right. But that was towards his end, right? I mean, it was.
And they picked Gerald Ford. He was like from the Senate. He got made famous from being part of the Warren Commission.
Let's see if I do. I don't know if I could do a Ford. It's been a while. It's been a while since I actually heard the president speak.
Well, Ford was there for like a short time, like a year and a half, something weird. And he didn't run for re-election against Carter. Wait a second. Ford went against Carter, right?
Right. And Carter trounced him.
And then Carter went against Reagan and lost. Yeah. So Ford. Right. They associated Ford with Watergate and scandal and Vietnam and with Richard Nixon. They associated him with.
Yeah. And don't forget the time he led a 85-pound 8-year-old boy a stowaway on the moon. That was an embarrassment.
Right now, he's on a sort of on wheels. He's not really getting. You see, there's no bumps on his shoulders.
He has like a dandruff problem. What's with the vacuum cleaner?
The vacuum cleaner, all the TV's doing is setting us up for the way he will save the astronaut's life later. The astronaut will puke in his helmet and they'll be like, vacuum it up. You'll see.
I know how to do it. I did that 10 minutes ago. Oh, he's hanging out under the seat.
Well, it's like time to get some sleep. You see how he's strapped in? How could he be strapped in? Don't bonk your head, dude. Now, look what's happening here. The astronaut, Ben Pelham, is throwing up. The truth is he's going to be sick. Okay, so while the two astronauts descend in the lunar landing, lunar module to land, he'll be sick and he cannot like do his job, but he didn't want to say anything because he didn't want to scrub the descent. They fought so hard for it. And so the boy will have to like be the brains of
This is really irresponsible astronauting. Really. I mean, like, strike one for letting a boy stow away on your shuttle. Strike
why
two
would you
for
go
being
drinking the night before a launch, you idiot?
right, you idiot. I got 1975 COVID. I got COVID 75. What was I thinking? Don't tell anybody.
Blech. Ralph. Is your friend Ralph down there? Are you calling to your friend Ralph?
Ralph.
Look.
Wow.
There's
Outer
no
space is a Technicolor rainbow. Speaking of Technicolor rainbow, blarf.
Now, the whole concept of this was hide it from the other two astronauts who are right the fuck there, right over.
They can't tell he has. Did you get bitten by a werewolf? Yeah, no problem. I'm okay. I'm cool. The zombie just grazed my skin. Don't worry about it. Like,
but how would they not hear him? Do they think he's calling to Ralph? I mean, how would they not know? Are you okay, Ben? How come they wouldn't?
I wish he turns into a werewolf. Like they go to the moon and like his sickness turns into I'm a werewolf. I hit that's a fact. Rah! You know who's a werewolf astronaut, Carl?
No.
J. Jonah Jameson's son in the comic books went to the moon.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, he was an astronaut and he brought back a rock, much unlike the Genesis stone, and that rock turned him into a werewolf.
Werewolf. Oh, my stomach. Oh, it really gets it's all stomachy down there. Oh.
Do you think it's because you wore a baseball cap in outer space? This is why you're so irresponsible?
Yeah. Well, is it the Cardinals he's wearing?
The Cardinals. They sucked back then.
It's not the Cubs, is it? You see the C?
The C? Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals? I'm not a sports guy. I just know movies. Oh, hi.
Third guy on the moon. Remember me?
Act.
Now, why would it be Charles Pete? You think it might be his middle name?
Listen, what's up with the name Buzz? Astronauts were just astronauts. We don't question that shit. Right? Who's it was Buzz Aldrin and who was the first astronaut? Neil Armstrong. That's
Armstrong, yeah.
Armstrong.
Nothing really there to. Oh, okay. I guess.
Armstrong's a weird. Well, that's fine. But Buzz and Charles Pete, make up your mind, Charles Pete. People have it, you know.
I say he goes with Charlie. Okay, now he's turn it up again. Let's hear him pretend he's
okay,
sick.
But I think he should go by Chaz.
That would be so much cooler.
What the devil's wrong with ground communication?
You will go for power descent initiation. Go for PDI.
So they're in the lunar lander now.
I said you're go for PDI.
Go for PDI, Roger. Thanks, Cameron. Thanks, EJ.
Yeah, no problem. This is like breaks every rule in the astronaut's handbook.
Yep, every single one. It is ridiculous.
It's like a bucket list of things not to do in outer space. Check that off. Have a little boy do the telecommunications. They go to fucking space camp and space academy.
Ben, what's wrong? Are you sick, Ben? I know. Hi, I'm acting.
Just pass me that quesadilla.
Yes.
Yeah. Good thing I brought this Taco Bell from Earth. Help me stabilize. You've been eating Earth Taco Bell all this time? 2 Mexican melts. That's all.
Okay, so what's going to happen is absolutely ridiculous. They're going to land in the wrong place. And they're like, we don't know where we are.
Wait, they're on the wrong side of the moon? I said the back side, not the wrong side. You know, it's all dark. Matter of fact, it's whoa, trippy. There's no dark side of the moon.
Really?
Yeah, at the end of side 2, if you blast it up, you can hear it as the record goes.
It's so dark.
It's all dark. Whoa. And then you listen to it on the CD and it's like crisp and clear. It's right there. but always on the vinyl, you could barely hear it, right? Because it was just
Yeah.
going out of the record.
Right. You would hear crackles louder than.
Yeah, than the actual final thing. And then on the CD, it's like plain as day. There's no dark side of the moon. It's all dark. There's so much for subtlety.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not good. I mean, I never heard it. You're reporting it, but if
I'm
that's
reporting.
the case.
Can we take a moment and talk about the album Dark Side of the Moon, which is the biggest selling record of all time, I think? Like
Probably, right? It was on the
yeah.
charts forever.
It was famous for being on the charts for decades.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense,
Billboard.
really.
It was like the Police Academy of its time. You turn on a cable station, there's Police Academy. You go to Billboard Top 100, there's Dark Side of the Moon.
Be Conrad again. Okay, turn it up and see how unrealistic it is that they're lost.
Ground communication is totally on the blink. Shouldn't we have heard from them by now?
Let me check my paper file.
Yeah, it's totally on the blink. You know, in real NASA, there's like a guy all the time monitor. I don't know. This is just so fake on TV. It's really bad.
If this was a Michael Bay movie, we would have hundreds of people in a control room as the camera swoops around them cheering and, oh no, he's sick. Even like Apollo 13 or 11 or whatever that movie was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apollo 13, right? That film with Ron Howard.
With Charles Pete.
No, it wasn't, but he was delighted to meet him. I'm so happy to meet you. Sorry it didn't work out.
It's a real thrill for me to show you the parking lot of the studio. All right, there's your car.
Okay.
The director was thrilled to show him the exit.
I will always remember that this was a great, the one time we ever met. I will finally remember for the rest of my life our meeting this one time.
This movie is about actors being astronauts. There's no role for you. Oh, we got a logo. Is that Charles Johnson's logo? What's up with that? Jackson? No, FX. Oh, FX Movies.
Oh, you're talking about the real logo.
Yeah, there was a logo.
FX Movies, right.
Right.
So this is like copyright broken 8 ways to Sunday.
But I think I watched FX M. I watched a bunch of, I had that's the glory days of cable where you have these weird channels showing on
FX Movies, like right. And it was the glory day of which wasn't long ago, right? 5 years.
No, wasn't that long ago? They still have streaming live channels that have like endless movies.
Well, I can go to my cable right now, go to on demand. It would be FX Movies, and there's a million blockbusters there to watch. I never do it. I stream.
Carl, do you have Game Show Network?
Yes, I guess.
Can you record my episode where I talk about being the host of a bad movie podcast?
What? Yes. What are you talking about?
I'm a contestant on a game show, which I won't mention until it airs, but it's going to air. It's People Puzzler on Game Show Network, and I'm introduced as a host of a bad movie podcast.
Okay, let me write this down. Game Show Network. I'll find out if I have it. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And what's yours called?
People Puzzler. Like, People Magazine has a crossword puzzle. It's based on that.
Okay.
People Puzzler.
That is so stupid. Okay. Do you know the day?
Yeah, I do.
When it airs, or
it's like, well, I don't know if this episode will air before or after, but I can find a date for you.
Okay. That'll be fun. I cannot wait to record you.
Well, I'm brought up as a bad movie podcast guy, so
terrific.
If we could get some audio,
no,
but if we can get the audio, we can incorporate it in the podcast.
Okay, we will do it.
Sorry, I'm upstaging Lloyd right now with
my. Well, it's really terrible. He's like, okay, now listen. If he throws up, you got to vacuum it. Okay, I'm sure that'll never happen, but I do remember that we did a movie fart with the vacuum earlier.
Yeah.
He's puking. Okay. Do you know what? No, I'll use the vacuum. Oh yes. Use the vacuum. It's terrible. Oh, there he goes, Mike.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm missing this.
It's yellowy green.
Oh,
What should I do?
spewy.
I'll get the vacuum.
It's the only thing I learned. Look at
Look,
these
he's
walking in
on
space.
wheels. He's on
He's
wheels.
moonwalking. Years before the Motown 25th anniversary special, there was moonwalking on television. Oh no, he's not really on the moon. He's
Right. He's a lunar lander walk. He's a space capsule. Ew, man, this is terrible to look at. Gross. I'm sure
this
it's
is what I
pea
don't.
soup.
Oh, now he's. Why does
Right,
he
and
need
it's
a
all
helmet?
clean, Mike. Look how clean it is.
Carl, I don't understand. Like he needs to put a helmet on because they're in outer space, but the boy's okay. But he needs to put a helmet on.
Well, no, it was because he was fainting and passing out, and they wanted him to have pure oxygen. That's what it was.
I'm nodding in disagreement. I don't get it.
Nah, thanks for cleaning up the puke. You're the best puker, cleaner upper.
I could. Oh, you missed the spot, kid.
But that's the thing, he didn't. Like it was obviously the next day. Roll him. Okay, so he's vacuumed up the puke.
Right. Oh, you're saying like by the time they shot it again, it was like a couple of days later.
Something like that, because he's completely fresh with no marks of puke at all. How could it be? Did he have wet wipes with him? Handy naps, whatever they're called?
My episode is going to air Wednesday, March 29th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
3:29.
People Puzzler.
Wednesday, March 29 at
6:30 p.m. I'll be right back, Carl. Let me check something.
p.m. EST. All right, that'll be fun. I'll look into that. So let me tell you a little bit about our star, EJ. Okay. Right now, they're lost on the ground, and EJ is going to visually find them, by the way. It's a little unrealistic, but there it is. Okay. Michael Link is playing EJ Mackernut Jr. He's born in 1962 in Utah. Big deal. So you might have never heard of him, and you probably didn't, but he was on a show called Julia in 1968. He was on for 85 episodes. From 68 through 71, he played Earl Waggerdorn. And then that was it. He would go on to he would be in The Courtship of Eddie's Father for one episode, The Sandy Duncan Show for one episode. He would be on this. He would be on 3 episodes of ABC After School Specials. He would be on Police Story. His most recent credit, 1994, our boy here was on Martin for an episode in which he played salesman.
That's cool. Julia. I know. I remember that show. I don't think I've ever seen it.
From 68 through 71, Julia was on the air. He played Earl Waggerdorn for 85 episodes. That made him not famous. But I mean, it made him super not famous.
Well, he was more famous for cleaning the puke out of an astronaut.
Look at this, sexually suggestive tug job.
Oh, yeah, he's joysticks.
Yeah. Now what he did is he had to adjust their orbit because they keep on flying over the spot where they're supposed to have landed and they didn't. So now he's letting the astronauts sleep while he communicates with Houston back and forth.
The reason why you never heard of Camelot Odyssey is that NASA's embarrassed that they had a 10-year-old boy fucking clean up their problems.
Hey, you know what? I just realized I keep saying Houston as a joke, but they're in Florida. Which is not realistic to the real. Is this book bullshit? No. Hey, Third Man on the Moon.
This is not the first movie we saw that takes place around the NASA's Florida space station. Do you remember that male stripping movie, A Night in Heaven, or what? It was directed from the director of Rocky. We watched it. What was the name? It was Christopher Atkins. A Night in Heaven. Like he was a male stripper. His dad was trying to get work, at these video game companies in '83, but the kid, it wasn't as smart. Anyway, that took place around this area too.
I don't think.
Yeah,
Was I on it?
yes, of course.
Okay.
How did this get made? Actually, did the movie like a year later after us?
How in the world I should remember every single movie we've ever done? It was in
It happens
Florida. There was a
sometimes.
stripper. There was a guy his father was trying to get video
He was a
games.
high school kid. He kept falling asleep in class because he was stripping at night, and his dad was unemployed. And they lived near right here where this boy blew off in outer space or whatever.
Uh-huh.
They lived by the launch pad.
Okay, I'll have to take a look in our LWAFLMOY.
Archive. Go to mutinyradio.fm on your web browser and
You
then
just
click.
see dates. You just see dates. You don't. I gotta look in my own one.
It's actually listed on my website that I haven't updated since 2019. Let's watch a full-length movie on youtube.blogspot.com. If you go there,
Oh yes, that
it
famous
stops.
pre-pandemic website.
Well, during the pandemic, I was like, I'm going to catch up, and I stopped on like April 2019, April 29th. But it's listed there. I'll find it. Dancing in heaven. Oh.
Sound like Woody Woodpecker. Let's listen for a little while to this
I
bullshit.
don't want to, Carl.
I know it's so bad.
Rick? Yes, man. Hey, Rick, the kid found you. He spotted you about 5 miles southeast of the
See, he's
park.
got binoculars looking out the damn window. This movie just doesn't make sense.
The movie was called A Night in Heaven, 1983. Christopher Atkins, John Avildsen.
A Night in Heaven, 1960. What'd you say?
A Night in Heaven, 1983.
Okay, I'll look.
Yep.
Captain Lawrence, this is EJ. Is there a small road directly south of you?
So now he's identified.
South.
Okay, since they landed in the wrong space, they're not going to get the Genesis rock, right?
You're right. He's using binoculars over his glasses in a spaceship, telling him to go south.
Yeah, through the thickest window ever, right? So what EJ will do, he will guide them to where they can get one of these Genesis rocks, because it's on the edge of the site that they were supposed to land in. And so the rock range.
Fellas, go left. No. You're left.
Exactly, Mike. That's what's going to happen. And they're going to be like, yeah, we got the Genesis rock. First, you saved the astronaut in the capsule.
Yeah.
Then you found us, because if you couldn't find us, we couldn't go back home. And then you got us the Genesis rock.
First, you expose the security leaks at the station. Second, you prove that a boy can survive outer space.
Listen to this ridiculous speech he gives.
I don't want to hear it.
Come on, listen.
You know something? What? It's beautiful. Looks like maybe sometime way back in the beginning, there was trees down there.
What?
Grass and water. And
no, there was never trees and grass and water on the moon, pal.
What about the land of milk and honey?
Yeah, my mom used to read it to me.
Land of dirt and sand, pal.
If the moon could have ever been like that.
Wait a minute, kid. We thought you were a genius. You're a fucking crackpot.
You're an
we
idiot.
should have scrubbed his mission. You're an idiot.
Well, maybe a cactus could survive. Shut up, kid.
You waited to tell me this once we got to the moon. If you said this on launch time, we would have came back.
Yeah, that's right. Turn this ship around, young man.
Yeah.
I
can't believe you mopped up my own vomit.
It's not like a cemetery anymore. Big peak right over in the middle of a big.
There was a
so
sequel in which he was with Jimi Hendrix.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but the cord, he yanked the cord out of the wall, and Jimi Hendrix died. He choked on his own vomit. But it was a great sequel.
You think like they call him in? Yeah, he saved that astronaut's life when he was vomiting. Oh no, that's right. It was beforehand.
Yeah, it was beforehand.
So their control room monitor shows television transmissions and the moon, and
it doesn't. I guess. Well, okay. In real life, it was a 3-minute delay, something like that. Three something delay, and you could see the footage of what they were doing on the surface. The whole world could.
Yeah, that's right. I love how they're using stock footage of the astronauts on the moon. We're approaching a rock, and now we're kind of walking around the rock. Okay,
maybe it's Pete Conrad footage, and he's like, oh, well, if you want that footage, I want a part in the film. No. I want to be on the capsule. No. I'm not gonna mansplain some procedure of no.
Mansplain some procedure. He was mansplaining. He was also he was sitting with his legs apart, spread apart. He was manspreading too.
How dare you manspread while you mansplain? Look, I'm pretending that I'm getting over being sick.
I know. They should scrub the mission because of him. I can't believe I'm worse than a stowaway boy.
Are you still acting, Ben? Yes, Ben. It's almost over.
Give me some hot sauce. I want to see if my taste came back.
I completely lost my sense of taste when I had COVID.
Yeah, same here. Well, I was ridiculous.
I started listening to a lot of John Denver.
Man, you had no taste at all.
So now the lunar module is going to it's going to fuck the capsule, and they'll be stuck on. No, I'm uncomfortable with this tug job stuff. And why is he so sick he can't move the joystick? That's how sick he is. I can't.
The little boy has to help him.
The joystick. Look how they tilt the camera.
I know. This acting, God bless Michael Link. I mean, it's a lot of carrying.
That's not real, by the way.
Oh, no?
No way. There's no camera that could have taken. This is real. But what they were doing before with the lunar module in front of the capsule, there is no third party that could take that picture. You're either on the capsule or on the lunar module. You can't take a picture of both of them. This is real. Watch out, right. You idiot!
Watch out, you idiot! ABC's going to kill me if you hit the camera.
We're space fucked. Lock the space fuck mechanism.
I'm singing the theme to the ABC Night of the Movies. CBS Tuesday night original movies will return. Has been canceled.
So maybe we didn't just say it. I don't think we said it. Lloyd Bridges is the father of Beau Bridges and Jeff Bridges. I don't think we ever even said it.
No, I made a joke saying there's a kid on a kid stowaway on the plane on the ship.
Is it
Which
Jeff?
One, Beau? Is it Jeff? God damn it.
No, now turn on the sound because he's going to fuck up. EJ's going to do the wrong thing.
PSI 3.8 we're fine. We overpress your hearing. Get to you as fast as we can, Ben.
EJ turned the wrong valve, the little fuck.
3.7 PSI. Ben has enough oxygen in his suit system, but the question is, does EJ have enough?
Oh no.
Dirty food.
EJ, are you acting? I am acting. Well, fuck you. I'm getting oxygen.
Man, I would hate to fucking be an actor and put on that helmet.
Smell.
Seems uncomfortable. Oh, it smells like air. Oh, sweet air.
Sewage tube. Smell this. This is from our galley's sewage.
Yeah. Now that you give the boy air, what about a spacesuit? I think the kid's fucked.
We don't have one for him.
We don't have one. I have one. You don't have one. Oh, no. Put a little space blanket on you.
Could I borrow yours? Okay. So, idiot EJ turned the wrong valve, and that fucked the air all up. Okay. Now they don't have enough air anymore. Okay. So they're putting on their suits so they can breathe. But what's poor EJ going to do? Well, what he's going to do is he's going to go into the lunar lander and he's going to hang out in there. and it can have air in there. Okay. But, and pressure, you know, but he's not going to have warmth. And you know how cold it is in space, right?
It's a little nippy.
So he is going to nippy his ass off all the way home. I'm pretending. I'm
frostbite.
acting. Oh, he grabbed his crotch. He really did. I'm not kidding.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see that ever before either.
Interesting. Space group.
Look how there is gravity in there. Look how he's on the floor. Goodness.
I'm good. I'm just gonna clench my chest. So is he gonna get frostbite?
No. What's going to happen is this movie fucks everything up. There's going to be moments of tension in which he's like, I'm so cold. And they're like, don't fall asleep, EJ. Don't fall asleep. He's like, I'm falling asleep. EJ, don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep. Gotcha. Fall asleep. Carl, did I ever show you why I'm missing a toe? It's because I was in outer space and I got frostbite. Cool.
Yeah, that is cool. It's like, how'd you break your arm in a skiing accident? Not like,
oh, that's cool.
On my steps. Why are you missing a toe? Because I went to the moon. But he didn't go to the moon.
I was 10 years old. The year 1975. By age 8. Lloyd Bridges pissed.
Lloyd Bridges.
This is a clown show.
My Bridges Lloyd.
My Bridges Lloyd. Oh my God. Good for Lloyd Bridges. Going in and getting a job.
Florida.
Lloyd Bridges was on, he was a TV star too, right? He had his own TV show.
Yeah.
Was it Sequest or something?
Right. Sea Hunt.
Sea Hunt.
Yes. 58 to 61, which isn't a long run, but it was a hit show. Sea Hunt.
I think his son, I think Joe was in there too.
Oh?
Sea Hunt. He played Mike Hunt.
You're right. The Sea Hunt, right?
Yeah.
Spell Hunt with a C first.
Okay. Well, it was Charles Mike Hunt. Sea Hunt.
Now, Mike, what is a 4-letter word? Always refers to a woman, ends in UNT, and it's not the bad one.
Ant.
Right.
Right. I read that joke in National Lampoon. To see Mother Teresa was doing a crossword puzzle. She asked the Pope. The Pope says ants. She goes, "Do you have an eraser?"
That's funny. That is so funny. All right. He's like, I want answers. It's always personal. He's Lloyd wants. Turn it on. I want to know this, and I want to know that. Not NASA.
The boy, as well as the others, all the way to the wire. You consider any of these problems too tough to solve?
No, sir.
No. As soon as possible. You got any questions? Okay, get to work. I need some answers.
All right, you can exhale now, Lloyd. You said your lines.
You remember in Apollo 13, there was that scene, I need a tube made out of, and he goes, this stuff. Remember? And it was all dramatic. They started
never saw the movie.
Stuff together. You never saw it?
No, and I never will. It just passed me by.
All right, stop what you're doing.
See you, Apollo.
I'll carry on this. Sorry,
okay,
audience.
I'll go.
He's got a stream.
Do I need to see the prequel and the sequel, 12 and 14, or is it just go?
I'm not going to sit through Apollo 1 through 12 just to see.
Just to get to understand 13. I haven't seen that. I never saw The Right Stuff.
My good friend Andrew Rich is a comedian. He's got a great joke about that. Like he walks in on his wife's shows and it's like RuPaul's Drag Race or House Hunters. He knows what's going on immediately. She walks on in his show and he goes, why are they stealing that methylamide from a train? He goes, this is season 5 of Breaking Bad. How am I going to explain? Well, you see.
It's really funny. I'm getting cold.
It's exactly right, Mike. He's going to be horrible acting and he's going to be cold. And they're going to say, Hang in there, kid. It's only 4 days left.
Look, according to my watch, we have 20 more minutes before we go due south here in space.
Oh, we got a yellow light. It's too much carbon dioxide. What do? You got to pull this lever. Okay, I'm getting. You got to pull it now. I got it. He goes, okay, we're getting a green light. He's okay. It's terrible.
I guess because I don't know if this is because it aired on a cable station as an intact whole movie, but it doesn't seem like there's moments in this film where it stops for a commercial break. We saw Mazes and Monsters.
Right about that. It's CBS. It was not. It was 1975 on regular television. You're right about that, Mike.
Yeah, because usually, like when we saw Mazes and Monsters, they would have these crescendos, and then they would resume.
We saw that one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was about to say, the James Mansfield story with Lonnie Anderson that had the commercials in
that's
it.
The name I was looking for.
And it was during the elections, no less, against Carter and Reagan.
Yeah, we saw a lot of 80s commercials, and I think we didn't we also see the
we saw it was like the Democrats are raising tax prices. Gas is going out the roof. Ronald Reagan is your solution.
Go ahead, put it up.
I don't want to.
It smells funny in here.
Okay, now listen. EJ cannot come through the atmosphere in Little Dipper with no heat shield.
They call the lunar lander Little Dipper.
In the LM until just before re-entry begins. At the last possible moment, repeat, the last
possible moment of this movie.
Back to Camelot. And there should be enough reserve in Little Dipper to overpressurize it just before you break the seal in the tunnel. And that overpressure is...
I can't, man. He's reading from a cue card. Is he reading from a cue card? Or he memorized all this?
I think he probably memorized it. His eyes do not look like they're...
Reading from a cue card on the bottom of the floor?
Right.
Yeah, right. He's not doing the shifty eye. And Saturday Night Live is back. And they're like, hi, it's great to be here at this diner. I was wondering when they're like knee deep in a sketch.
Yes. I always hated how Marlon Brando had to have cue cards. Do your fucking job. You're the most famous person in the world for acting. Do your fucking job.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I learned about you in acting in movie class.
Right. They did. They taught us to memorize. And roll them. It's going. I just can't see it.
I see my own breath. Oh, that's not the cold. Your breath stinks, kid.
Yeah.
That's it. He's never going to survive.
The guy who got... Never mind.
Sorry.
No,
tell me.
Good.
I was going to say they're gonna land back in Florida with a corpse of a boy.
Well, if this was a good movie, we would see that. If this was a good movie, he would die, and then they would be like, he saved us from this. He found us when we were lost on the moon. That he broke all the rules because he had a dream. No, we won't see that. No, he's going to say stuff like, when you land, we're going to throw you a big party, EJ. All of you, and your friend will come. That little motherfucker who got you on their ship. He's going to help you. We never see the party. We never see anything. They just cut to the swamp, and he's with Mr. Crabfinder. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. We made it.
In my version, the kid dies. They bury him in the moon. Right? Oh, it was an accident. It was like one of those wacky comedies. We better bury him on the moon. And then they come back and they gaslight. What boy? What kid? What Stowaway? What are you talking about?
You have a recording of that? Oh, that we were fucking around.
Oh no, I vomited my puke. That was no boy.
I vacuumed. No,
I vomited. I vacuumed the puke.
At the Astronaut Academy, we used to play this prank. I thought you guys were in on it.
Yeah. Ghost Boy, we called it.
Now, right now, Lloyd Bridges is scolding them for talking because it's taking oxygen. Come on, let's listen. Come on.
I hate this movie.
It is terrible. This is our end, by the way. He'll be in this room till the end, and then they'll just poof. Well, no, that's not true. He'll return into the captain. Okay, to keep him awake so that he doesn't fall asleep, he is going to describe what he sees outside the window. Let's listen to it.
Let's play I Spy. I spy with my little eye.
This is an
something
order.
that begins the letter S.
What?
Star?
Star. Oh, gotcha.
I think this is what it would look like. Somebody
Listen.
coming in for the first time from way out in space, looking for a place to settle. I've already seen the map, but you wouldn't want to land there.
Like a big blue marble.
Yeah. Well, he's saying like some aliens come and God gave them this planet to populate. You'll hear it.
This has got all those poison clouds.
Oh, and I see space angels. No, kid, and a space light.
I'm
and I'm
walking
approaching
towards
the space light.
No,
don't approach the
walk
space
into
light.
This is it.
There's Florida. You see under the clouds. It is.
That's so beautiful.
It's so ridiculous, though. They're in a ship going to Florida, so they're seeing Florida. It's stupid. Like they're falling straight down.
No way, man. Oh, so he's describing the United States. We're seeing footage of the Earth, but the United States part.
Well, we're seeing Florida where they took off from. How come he stopped listening again? He's being
Oh,
so
Jesus, because I can't take it, man. I know you watched this 3 times by yourself. I can't watch this with you once.
All right,
Stop
that's
talking.
it. He's blocked. If his oxygen is running out, it must be time now. So come on back into the space.
Talking takes up oxygen. Do you remember baseball? Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do.
Well, in baseball, you must breathe as if your life depended upon it.
Yes, sir.
DJ, come in, Little Dipper.
Little Dipper.
DJ,
Use the space nudge. Nudge, nudge.
That's right. That's right. Do that nudge like you did on MASH. Character actor.
Yes.
Start the test procedure. Turn cabin pressure valves full open. You understand?
Yes.
Slowly to the right.
Oh,
You're
he's
right.
floating. He's floating. This movie sucks.
He's acting. Oh, wait. Oops, sorry.
If everything's freezing, how can he bare hand touch stuff? It must be so cold.
You are so right. It would rip his fingerprints off.
Right,
And then he would,
because
yeah,
The moisture, the lack of moisture, he would stick to stuff.
totally.
I'm
Also,
wrong,
has it,
though. The moisture is because it's frozen moist. There, I'm wrong. But anyway, it's just not realistic any old way.
well, listen, these grown men are wearing spacesuits. I know because they need the air, but honestly, it's because won't survive in real life.
What?
You're not going to survive a descent, right, without a spacesuit.
Oh, yeah,
it's
no,
like-
no. It's the same thing as the takeoff.
Yeah, right. And we complained about the takeoff, and the problem is you have to land too, and you do the same thing again.
Maybe
It's
I'm
such
wrong,
an
Mike.
insult.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the internet didn't tell me that. It only talked about the takeoff. When you land, I don't know that you have to have your.
I think it's the same thing, right? It's the same turf. You got to land. Go. I don't know. I think you do. So it's
Okay.
the second time this movie is saying "fuck you" to the audience.
Hey, you know, another thing that's weird, like when you land, you flame because you're going into the atmosphere and it's chafing. So
Right.
why doesn't that happen when you're shooting through the?
Well, here's Charles Pete, astronaut, to mansplain the reason.
Okay, now they got it, and they were closing the hatch, and our movie is about to end without
No.
any Look, what should really happen if this was a blockbuster is they would go, "We're home!" Clap, clap. The whole place would applaud. Then we'd see them coming out of the ship. EJ's mom would be hugging him. With none of that. We're going to see none of that. The big party, he gives a speech. None of that. We're just going to cut to him looking at the moon going, what an adventure.
It's ridiculous. Why you spoiled the movie for me, Carl?
I think the movie spoiled the movie for you.
Yeah. Well, the movie doesn't even end.
Pretend you're floating.
Oh, that's right. Piggyback. This is what I do in my car when I don't have an extra. When there's like a kid, just bounce it on the lap.
See, but this is like a time before predators were on our minds. I think that they're on our minds too much. It's just not realistic that every man is a predator.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking. I was just thinking like when you were a kid and there was like 8 adults in the car, you wind up sitting on someone's lap.
Yeah. Remember they used to have a phone book for the girls because they're not stupid. Okay, look.
I don't remember that. What are you talking about?
Turn it on. Turn it on. We are.
All right.
It's over. That's it.
Yeah, we were scared there for a while. Guess you were too.
Look at that surfer clothes.
Yeah.
Something EJ knew on the planet.
How'd you hear about it, Mr. Averill?
I love the shirts.
Yeah.
Something I'll keep forever.
Those are shirts.
He's this astronaut? I was a stowaway too.
My friend Mr. Averill, you're not getting mad at me and Joey because I did not tell you what my plans.
Nice hat he's got, right?
I dream to fly in space.
So look, EJ fucks them off and goes and stares at the moon. We're gonna hear. No, EJ, you don't have to pretend you're floating here.
I remember all.
Oh, look how too big it is. Mike. There's a souvenir, which he stole.
A terrestrial baseball hat. That's not even a lunar team.
It's not even a lunar team. Alphys Manaris United.
One big.
Now he's remembering with his goofy smile.
Dark Side of the Moon. All right.
Sucky.
Yeah, John Carradine was in there.
One of the Carradine brothers.
Carl, what'd you think of this movie?
I think that as a kid, I liked it because of the fantasy of going to the moon. And as an adult, I saw it and said, this movie doesn't make any fucking sense. It does. It
totally
breaks all the rules. It doesn't capitalize on its own gains.
Yeah, I mean, science fiction, you push buttons, especially if it was before the lunar landing, you would have an excuse.
Right.
There we go. Thank you, Kennedy Center, Florida, North American Rockwell Corporation, National Aeronautics Space Administration. Well, I didn't realize NASA had the word administration in it. More film.
NASA.
That's just 1974. I love this film. It is so wrong.
What?
Come on, you're not going to see a film this bad.
Oh, you loved it because it was bad? Okay.
Because it's bad. It's bad for all the great reasons. All the right reasons. It's an awful
Usually
movie.
we're watching movies that you suggest. I suggested this one. I do apologize.
No, I'm glad you introduced me to Stowaway to the Moon. I never watched this back in 75 on TV. So I actually missed out on...
Well, I'm this much older than you, so that's why that happened. In 75,
Well,
I was 9. You were what?
I was like 79, 75.
Yeah, no,
I was
75.
I was 4 years younger than you, so I was probably 5. No, 7.
Yeah, that's right.
7.
The math is you were born in 68. 68.
So
okay,
I was 7.
That's 2 years. That's only 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Wow, but you know, the inner white boy in me was entertained. It was all about me, and what if I went to the moon?
Well, that is what it was. It was playing to the fantasy of young people. Yeah, this was being relatable. It was TV.
I do like the fact this movie began with him hopping on the spaceship right off the bat. His friend, but we got to see in flashback. They took a boat through a tunnel, and that's how they got there. James Bond had the same route in one of his movies, I'm sure. the spy entrance to the Cape Canaveral. Anyway, God bless. Stowaway to the Moon. We hope you enjoyed watching this movie
Yes.
as much as we did. Carl, next week's movie. You have the list of films we're doing so far. What movie is next week? I'm asking you.
Well, it's not an Eddie Deason. No, well, we haven't talked about it.
Yes.
We could do Shrinking Woman. We could do $6 Million Man.
Do you want to do $6 Million Man?
Okay, you want to do that? It's the
Okay.
reunion one in the 80s.
We don't really have a trailer list as a TV commercial. We're going to watch another TV movie next week, another space film, another film that takes place in Cape Canaveral, right? Aren't they from Florida?
No, I don't know. We'll have to see it. Oscar Goldman was in the OSI or some fake CIA thing, right?
Where was OSI? That was located in Florida? No, who knows? Well, we're watching, what is it? Bionic Man marries the $6 million man marries the Bionic Woman or meets the Bionic
I think
Woman?
it's no, I don't remember. Okay, I'll go and look. Let me share screen so you can all see how stupid I am.
No, I'm stupid. I should have at least prepared the show and said, Carl, what movie? Because we have a list of films and okay, here we go. Share the screen. $6 Million Man. Gotta add a bit more. See, this is a Bionic Woman. So they meet. It's a crossover. 1989.
Here it is. The return of.
Okay. So they've already met. So it's the return of the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman.
I have
this
the
is
ability
after
to help.
both TV shows have ran back in '87. They met up. They returned, and we'll be able to watch another TV movie. Which, as I always say, sorry to rub my eye, they're bad on purpose. They just want you to watch. They don't care.
They don't. It's just so that you watch.
Yeah. And then you can sit there and complain about it, but you're still watching it. So we'll be doing that next week. Make sure to check out Mutiny Radio. Oh, look at that. They got the NBC logo. You think there's ads in this one?
Yeah, this looks like when we saw the Masterpiece of Murder. I hope there's ads. That would be great if there's ads.
Oh my God.
No, wait, this looks like the whole movie. We just wanted to see a little.
No, this is like 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Oh, yeah.
Lee Major. Yeah, it's the commercial for it.
Okay, do you want to play that?
I guess.
No, we're watching it right now. Here, I'll give you
80s costume.
Boom.
Jamie
Jump in slow motion. It's the return of slow motion jumping from buildings.
Lindsay.
She got top billing.
Lindsay Fagner.
This is in stereo. We're available. Do you have a TV set with stereo? No, it's not available. Oh,
look.
I remember this. No.
That was the opening, right? That was the opening. We can rebuild them.
We can rebuild them. It's going to cost.
Hey, we can make them stronger. We can make them faster. He's got the eye socket.
Right. I always said it's the $6 Million Man. My name is Steve. Look. How did they do that, Carl?
They don't go backwards.
No, not the table. Oh, I remember that. He had an accident. And
no, I think that was her. She had the
lucky. Now I get to run happy. Aren't they? Is this a medication ad or what? They're all
right. She had super hearing instead of super sight. Yeah,
side effects may occur.
Right.
They showed that same crashing.
She's so 80s now.
Right. Well, it's the return. It's 87. Yeah, there was a 70s TV show, and now it's the 80s thing.
Oscar
Richard Anderson.
We saw him in. The one with. It was the Buster Keaton story. He was the young Oscar Goldman. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. He wore a sharp suit. Yeah. All right. Well, we're very excited. We're going to be wearing a sloppy suit wearing Oscar Goldman as he reunites the return of the Bionic Woman and the $6 Million Man. Lindsay Wagner headlines this show. It's the TV NBC special. I don't even know. I thought they were on ABC, but who knows? We'll talk about this next week.
Yes.
On our show, LWAFLM OYT. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube. Thank you, Mutiny. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you,
Love the
Mike.
theme
Thank you,
song.
audience.
Love the production. Thank you, audience. See you next week. Laters.
Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. It's been over 1 long year watching movies, bad, strange, and weird, commandeered by Michael. Hi, this is Carl. I'm Mike's friend. I wrote this song. My turn-ons are French poodles, Chinese noodles, and German strudels. You should follow me on Twitter. It's Jokes to Carl. That's the French duh, not the duh. Now let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Michael